Morning Bizzers. So a little bit of a different view today. I wanted to show you guys these boats. And I'm gonna show you one more time here, okay? Boats may not be the right terms. We've got kayaks and canoes. And there's even one of these, which I forget what they are called right now. I think it probably qualifies as a boat. That right there. And so today, sometimes guys, I'm super inspired about what to talk about. Sometimes I have to find inspiration. And today, I listened to the live from yesterday, which I think was brilliant, by the way. If you go and listen to it, it's all about bull riding and what it has to do with your business. And I still wasn't inspired. So I walked around a bit to see what would inspire me. And you guys know I love to kayak. For those of you who don't know the difference between a kayak and a canoe, you should look it up. But the place that I come by the lake has kayaks and boats and canoes, like I just showed you. Where you can basically borrow them, rent them, and go out. But I have my own kayak, but I actually have several. But it got me thinking about our businesses. And I actually just did an interview yesterday where someone was interviewing me to be on their summit. And we got into this situation where we disagreed about something, which has happened to me when I've had guests on my podcast as well. And it kind of puts you in this position of, okay, so how do we deal with this? And she, at first, you could tell was maybe a little bit annoyed, maybe. I'm not 100% positive. But after we finished the recording and she hit stop, she was like, Elise, I just want to let you know, I really appreciate that even when you disagreed with me, you still kept your ground. Because I think it's important for my audience to hear all sides of the story. And I thought that was a really great way to address that. And I think it's the same for our businesses. Any one of those boats up there, any one of them can get you out on the water. Some of them you got to paddle with your feet. Some of them you got to paddle with your arms. Some of them have one paddle. Some of them have multiple paddles. But they will all get you out on the water. And those of you who have spent any time with me know that people will ask me a question, and quite often I will ask them a question back before I answer. And part of the reason I do that is because I really believe that there is a different boat for every business. Every person has a different way they're going to get there. And I see this time and time again where there's someone who does live shows and that's how they make money for their business. There's someone who does online trunk shows, like my friend Melissa, and that's how they make money in their business. Hi, Melissa, by the way. There's someone who just strictly sells online. There's someone who does wholesale. These are all different ways to make money, guys. There isn't one answer. And anyone who tells you there's one answer is just simply wrong. Unless, of course, it's me and it's about YouTube, and then I'm completely right. So I wanted to encourage you that when you get advice and when someone tells you what to do, you have to remember that you are in control of your boat. I can take my kayak and I can put a special awning over the top if I want to get out of the sun, which being in Texas might be a smart idea, but I don't have to. And so what I want you to think about today is when someone gives you advice, I want you to think about if it is the right advice for you right now. Right now it's cloudy out. If I wanted to go out kayaking, I don't need to have an awning to protect me from the sun. There's no sun to speak of. But later in the summer, maybe that would be a super smart thing for me to do. So as people give you advice, I want you to think on it and decide, is this the time? Because I guarantee you, YouTube is probably a good idea for everybody listening. But right now may not be the time to do it. Also, you have to decide what's right for you. Maybe you hate Instagram and you're not going to be on Instagram. That's okay. So I want to encourage you today to trust your instincts. And again, I'm going to say what I've been saying all this time. Find people that you trust to ask for their advice. But ultimately, you have to decide. So I have a few people that I go to and ask advice. Sometimes I do what they say and sometimes I don't. But having that advice lets me think about it from another perspective, lets them tell me why they think this or that, and helps me to make my ultimate decision. But ultimately, I'm going to choose the kayak. I'm not going to choose the weird floaty boat. I'm not going to choose the canoe. I'm going to choose the kayak. And I'm probably going to choose whichever one is the brightest color you have. Someone else might like pastel pink. That's not me. And that is 100% okay. So today, guys, I want you to think on your business and think about if there might be things that you've done that someone told you to do that really don't work for you. Or if there are things that you've been wanting to do but you haven't been doing because you thought maybe they weren't right. So this happened in my business. For a very long time, I did not put my own crazy, weird, sarcastic self into my business because that wasn't professional. And now that I have, I love it. So yes, that's what I want you to think on today. I want you to make your business yours. Remember that any boat will work and get you out into the water, and that you can totally be who you are in your business, and people will respond to that way better than whoever you're putting on to be. I just love you guys to bits. I'm so glad we get to live our dreams together every single day. And I hope that you have an amazing week. If you need anything, MS Bizzers Facebook group is where to go. I would love to help you, and so would the rest of the MS Bizzers. Have a great day, guys. Bye.